Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Finovate TV. We are here live at Finovate Fall 2022 in New York. And today I'm joined by Ann Kelso, Head of Global Financial Services at InterSystem. My name is Julie Moon, and welcome.
Well, thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here at the Finovate Fall event in New York City.
Great. So today we're going to be talking to Ann a little bit about data and what it can do for banks, fintechs, and financial services firms alike. So with that, Ann, let's jump right in. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So when you mention data, I get very excited. My background, I actually started as an engineer, and I transitioned into software, always working in the financial services vertical. My responsibility is to head up as you mentioned, the financial services global side of the business for InterSystems. And I'll give you just a little bit of synopsis of who we are. So InterSystems is a software provider. We're located or headquartered in Cambridge, Massachusetts, offices across different parts of the world, 35 plus offices. And what we do is we provide a comprehensive data management platform called the Iris Data Management Software. And we also provide customizable solutions for financial services. They're basically enabling firms to have a comprehensive 360 view of what's happening across their lines of business, across the clients. So it's very cool stuff.
Great. Yeah. Well, you talked about data management. So tell us a little bit about what's driving change in data management at the moment.
Yeah. So, in financial services, there's lots of pressures that firms have faced. And of course, the challenges, there's intense competitive challenges, there's margin compression. At the same time, there's geopolitical events that, are really unexpected. With that, there's also the client demands. The clients are demanding to have more analysis, more control over in terms of self-service capabilities. And there's increased regulations, always increased regulations in this sector of the business, as we well know. And so with that, the regulators, when they ask for a query or report, they don't really give you a lot of time, and that time is being compressed all the time. So with the other aspect is with digitalization, there's greater volumes of data, and there's all forms of data that need to be included in decision making, and these are both internal and external sources of data. Interestingly enough, the banks have had to deal with this for quite a while, but we're also seeing now with M&A activity in the asset management space that part of the business is also having to deal with disparate architecture, data silos. So, the challenges are there all around. What we have seen as a result of the pandemic, we've learned quite a bit in terms of decision making during market volatility, being able to react quickly to events, world events, and being able to harness the right information to manage your risk and increase your profitability is extremely important.
Yeah. And so you talked about financial services organizations having a lot of data. They're dispersed across the enterprise, of course. Yeah. But how can these organizations get real-time, accurate view of their data to help drive better decision making?
Yeah, this has been a challenge for a very long time. And when you think about it, there's been lots of data silos. There's been lots of areas of data that exist between different lines of business in an enterprise. And then also being able to bring in external sources of information and being able to integrate that without latency, it's been very difficult. And historically, what's been done is firms have had to do laborious tasks of point-to-point integrations. They've had to put in ETL layers, and these are all difficult to maintain. If there's any changes that occur in terms of what the data requirements are, they become obsolete. Mm-hmm. But there's a new architectural pattern that has come forward, and this is called an enterprise data fabric. What this allows for is the ability to access data in place. And so it's not rip and replace, it's not having to bring your data to a central source. It's very exciting time in terms of data management.
Yeah, great. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about these data fabrics. Are they the future? It sounds like you're saying they're the next step.
They are. So the analysts have been saying that this is the future of data management. And so what's very interesting about the architectural pattern of a data fabric is that you can take in a variety of types of data. They can be at different frequencies, so you can have your data from operational systems, from transactional systems, market feeds. You can view client activity, and you can combine that with historical data. And so a data fabric will basically allow you to maintain your data in place. In some cases, you can do analytics against the data in place, but it also provides the transformation and harmonization of the data. And unlike other types of use patterns for accessing data across an organization, one being very popular is a cloud data warehouse type situation where you're moving your data across to a cloud warehouse type environment. But again, that provides for yet another silo, and it doesn't necessarily give you the capability to have real-time access and be able to see what insights are actually part of what's happening in your business to make the appropriate decisions.
Yeah. And it is that real-time access that's key.
Real-time access is key. Yeah. And interestingly enough, there was a recent survey done by 550 line of business executives, and only 5% of the people said that they had access to data that was an hour or less old. I mean, that's incredible when you think about it. So the decisions that are being made are, they're decisions that are being done on a best effort basis based on data that's not current.
Yeah. So our last question, the last one we have time for, you got into this a little bit, but tell us a little bit about why this is a better solution than data lakes or other alternatives.
Certainly. So, enterprises have invested a great deal into technologies and architectures to support gaining access to data across all lines of business. And so, data lakes being one of them. Data lakes are certainly a solution to support access of historical data. They can help you find the needle in the haystack. But if you really want to drill into the data and understand what type of needle it is, it's very difficult to do. The other thing with data lakes is that it's difficult to have scalable real-time access for data. So it's very difficult to do that as well. So, data lakes can be part of a data fabric architecture. Again, a data fabric architecture is not a rip and replace. It's basically complementing what you have already and making use of that data and giving you the right insights, empowering business users and other users, internal, external, with the right information at the right time.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been Ann Kelso, Head of Global Financial Services at InterSystems. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to speak with you. I appreciate it.
Of course. And to our audience, thank you as well. This has been Julie Moon with Finovate TV.